Hello everyone, welcome back to Mad About Cards and Crafts. I'm excited to be guest designing again for 7 Kids. Today I am sharing the Hawaiian Holidays set from their new release. Here's a quick peek at this set. It is a fantastic collection. This particular Hawaiian Holidays stamp set is obviously Tahitian or Hawaiian themed, and I am starting by coloring up what is going to be my dad using some E markers. I started with E13 for my shadows, E11, and then I brought in some E2. I wanted him to look like he was tan since he was going to be on the beach. I wanted to let you know that if you want to skip the coloring, that you can go to the 7-minute 30-second mark, and that will take you past the coloring if you're not interested in seeing how I colored up these cute little images. If you didn't follow us on the hop last week, I did share another card using a couple cards using the Mahalo set. Both the Mahalo and the Hawaiian Holidays set are good to work together, so there are elements in each of the sets that would lend themselves well for you to combine them. Kelly over at 7 Kids Craft does have a bundle the last time that I looked, and so all 3 of the sets are available as a bundle or individually. I decided that I wanted my dad to be a little bit on the gray side, so I started with some C markers. I used C9, C8, and then brought in some C6, but I did leave some white space which would give it kind of that gray tone. His trunks are going to be YR9, YR7, and YR4. Obviously, the shadowing is going to be the YR9, and that would be between the inside of his legs and a little bit towards the top, because I am going to add in a shirt. This is a brand new combination for me. I am coloring this hut. The top part of the hut is colored with E87, E84, and E81 is my lightest color. You'll see that I rotate my paper because I do flick better in one direction than another. So this particular combination I actually really liked on this hut. I looked at it, I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I thought that it worked well. For the top and for those little cross pieces, I did come in with some darker colors, so I'm using the same E87 and 84, but I did bring in the E89 just to give it a little bit of contrast and variation. So if you haven't been over to 7 Kids Craft, I would highly recommend that you check out Kelly's store. Kelly has very fast shipping. She has free shipping with 60, and if you sign up, she also has a rewards program. So make sure that you look for that, and just, you know, take a look at some of her. She has some kitten stamps that we highlighted a couple months ago, and now this Hawaiian holiday collection, and then she also is going to be releasing a new set. I believe it's going to be sometime mid-July, so keep your eye out for that. But I did want to show how versatile this set was. Instead of doing some scene building like I did with my last cards, I'm keeping it pretty clean and simple. Let me go back to the card real quick. I am coloring these palm fronds with a YR series or YG series, so YG25, YG23, and then the yellowish green is YG21. I will also color the sign the same colors, and then I'm going to bring in a variety of colors to color that fabulous tiki face. Is that not just a cute little face? In the Mahalo set, they also have a tiki, which is awesome. And I'd love to come back. I'm trying to highlight all 3 of the stamp sets. The next one I think is called Make Waves, and I'll be back in a couple, maybe next week, with another video on that stamp set, but this particular one, I wanted to show how you can create some clean and simple cards. You don't always need to do scene building and these elaborate cards. I think that the images are interesting, especially this little tiki hut and the toucan. Now I will cut all of these out with my brother's Scan and Cut, but I do some fussy cutting to cut out the center of that hut. And I do that off camera because I've told you before, I'm a hacker. It wasn't a smooth process. I got it done, but you don't want to learn how to fussy cut from me. You want to learn how to fussy cut from my friends Renee and Kathy Aranzana. Both of them are really good fussy cutters. Anyway, let me tell you about the colors that I'm using on this little tiki guy. I'm using a BG45, BG49 for my teals, R27, 24 for the reds. I bring in those YG markers for some of the greens. I'm using my little pen to just darken up some of the lines because no fault of the stamp, but it was fault of mine that I didn't get a clear stamp in some of the spots. Now I did fill in that little the bar lettering with BG53. This is some simple coloring, E23, E25, and then my darkest color was E27. For the toucan, I brought in the R46 and then I brought in a little bit of the R27. I used some YR18 and some Y19 on the rest of his bill. That Y19 is also the color that I used underneath. I didn't do a whole lot of shading. I feathered out his body starting with the black, or actually I think I started with C9 and decided I wanted to come in with black, which was 100, and then I fill in the center of him with C6, so I get that little bit of a highlight. And his shirt, I wanted to show you that you don't have to mask. So I am coming in with the E13, 11, and 2, and I am coloring up his chest and his arm, and then I'll come in with BG45, heavy on the 49. I wanted it a little bit darker to color up his shirt. I will cut that with my brother's Scan and Cut, and then I will piece that directly on top. This is a sentiment from an MFT set called For the Boys. It's an older set. I don't know if it's still available. I'm using a piece of acetate, which I do quite frequently just to get placement. I did start and I cut it out with a smaller sentiment, and I just didn't like how it was fitting. So I knew I wanted this to be a Father's Day card, and I wanted a more impactful sentiment, and this was the one that I chose. I thought that I would try the teal. I didn't like that as well as the green, so I will come back with Gina K Designs Jelly Bean Green, and I will line this back up, stamp the sentiment after I remove the acetate, and I'll stamp it twice. I will be back on Wednesday with another 7 Kids video. I have the privilege of working with Catherine Pooler's new release. Catherine Pooler has a release on the 17th, and let me tell you, I did not get the whole release, but there are some fantastic products in this new release, so make sure that you check out my video and the store. Also take a look at their Facebook page because Kelly does have a design team that posts there as well. I thought I would use that jelly bean green, and then I decided that I wanted to keep everything clean and simple, so I did cut out that panel with a Lawn Fawn stitched rectangle die. I used the second to the largest. My card panel or card base is Nina Solar White 110 pound cardstock. The base where I did the Lawn Fawn rectangle. That is Nina 80 pound, as well as the paper that I Copic colored on. I'm adding these pop dots. I will cut out the part where I take the backing off of it, but I did have some leftover foam and I tried to use all of that, so I cut a very thin piece to get a little bit of stability on those bamboo poles, and then I will glue his head down to the tiki hut and place him on my card, and that will be my first card. Super clean and simple. This second one, I thought I would use that rainbowish type stencil, but I decided to go with this Gina K design stencil, and it is called Water Droplets. I'm using the Jelly Bean Green again, so I'm going to put some tape at the top of my card so that I don't get anything on the back. Then I will come in just a moment and decide that I want a hinge so that I can check out the placement of my stenciling, make sure that I have it in the spots that I want. This is going to be another quick and easy card. That toucan is just adorable. And I thought I would use the Life is Better with flip-flops, or in flip-flops, which is from the Hawaiian Holidays set, but I decided to go with the Mahalo, which I thought fit a little bit better as far as sizing goes with this toucan, since the toucan is a much smaller image. I am going to stamp it in what I believe is tangerine from Gina K Design. All of the products again will be listed in the description box below, and you can head over to the 7 Kids craft page and you will find these particular stamp sets. And again, she does sell them in a bundle, so please head on over and take a look at Kelly's store. Alright, so I'm getting close to finishing this card. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would absolutely love for you to subscribe. Ring the bell so that you're notified, and leave me a comment. Let me know, do you like clean and simple cards, or do you prefer more scene building and busy cards? I'm going to put a little bit of foam on the back of this. I will show you a couple close-ups, and then at the end of this will be a couple other videos that you might be interested in watching. Thank you so much for visiting my channel today. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate you. Leave me a comment. Let me know, do you like these cards? What do you think of these new stamp sets? Until next time, I hope that you have a fabulous day. Again, thank you so much for watching, and here are both of the cards together. Bye-bye.